Whew. I need a glass of cola. Or a can. Oh my god. Oh. Well, that was a good drink. How did you get in here? You know, I was gonna clock out. I was done being a mercenary for the day, and then Cabe and I bust through my goddamn door, and he's just like sitting there.
Kablooey!
Ow. That hurt. Oh, hey, you're dead. The Liverpool Caber is a melee for the demoman, 20% slower firing speed, it deploys 100% slower. It's worse, right? Yes. No, not at all. There's this stat on the weapon. It's been passed down throughout the brute family of generations. This weapon explodes. You may wonder what unique and fun strat opens the door to. This weapon sucks! You stand no chance going up against any enemy who is smarter than brain dead. Even if you get a hit in, it won't kill your enemy, but trust me, it'll kill you. Let's take this one at a time. The Liverpool Cable was created by Psyche. He must not have a Psyche if he made this. This weapon explodes on its first hit. It does not explode after that. Keep this in mind, it's very important. The explosion deals a base damage of 75 and the melee damage of 55. However, you also take damage. It is an explosive after all. It sucks, because most of the time it ends up killing you. If you didn't know, is a bad thing. You see, if you want to use this weapon, get ready to die, and die, and die, and die. You're getting a kill for every 4 deaths, which is a horrible deal. Look, your best hope for this weapon is to play on a 24-hour insta-respawn server. Now let's talk about this weapon's downsides, if that one wasn't enough. That deploy speed really doesn't seem like it does really anything. Like, anything at all. Because you're either sticky jumping or you're playing Cabe and I where you'll have your melee out most of the time. Speaking of the sticky jumper, how does 3 of these make the sticky jumper? That doesn't make any sense. This weapon's downsides really don't seem to make that much of an impact. The slower firing speed can get you killed, just like running the Caber can get you killed. Back before the gunmetal patch, this weapon used to insta-kill meds. Of course, this was bad for the competitive scene. So, the hardcore gamers who play TF2 asked Valve to nerf it. I think it went a little bit like this. Hey Valve, don't you think this whole Caber insta-killing medics thing is bad? Don't you think you should nerf it a little? Maybe give it a fun, new, useful purpose. I hear you say nerf it into the ground. I didn't... Oh, on it. Don't worry, man. I'll be nerfed by the next update. I think you meant... Oh. He's gone. Valve reduced the explosive damage from 100 to 75. That's not enough to kill any class in the entire game. Maybe it's enough to kill, like, Kunai Spires and Begona Spires, but, you know, I'm not gonna check that. See, back then, it served a purpose, making snipers on the 2-4 battlements uninstall the game. Now it's nothing. It used to be a pretty much useless gimmick, but now it's just useless. It's not even a gimmick. What is useful about this weapon? What weapons work with this weapon? Let's go through this one at a time. Grenade launcher is an odd case. Where it's good, but it's because it's the grenade launcher. It doesn't really help with the whole caber thing. Lock and load. Now this does work. If you live and your enemy lives, its faster pills help catch them on their retreat. Look, I don't get the wee booties. The added turn control can be nice, just like death, but every other stat doesn't matter. The health can help, but it's not like it's gonna do very much, because if you live, what are you gonna do after that? Have a primary.
But Shield, I have the sticky bomb launcher.
You managed to get into melee range. Somehow managed to live after the fact. See, I really like this combo. Doing a cannon jump into a spot where you can easily strike an enemy gamer, nothing but one swift charge. You don't manage to die, you have something to back you up after the fact. The base Sorry, I can't take this seriously. Sticky bomb launcher is pretty much the same as grenade launcher. It's very good, but it doesn't really help with the whole caber thing. I mean, if you're in a certain death scenario and want to go out with a bang, it could be useful, but just equipped any other melee.
But Shield, shouldn't you just be equipping any other melee anyway?
I hate you. I'm very unsure if the charge and Taj is the better shield. I always prefer using the blended screen over this, but I actually don't know if it's better, because I'm actually very unsure whether that explosive damage resistance would even work, and would even make a big enough difference. Blended screen, and technically the charge and Taj, I don't know why I read it this way, brings up the Caber Knight playstyle. This style allows you to get crits with the caber. A real big deal because you can actually kill people now. Plus, the charge allows you to get an easy and safe way to close the gap. The charge thing is very useful. The charge on kill is pretty much useless. It's all full crits, and the full turn control could be useful. But I'm not Solar Light. Quickie Bomb launch could be used to save you from death with its faster death times, which could be useful. But honestly, I think it's just better to run a Caber Knight. Let's start this section off with a big one. Pyros will not let you play the game. Caber Demo and Caber Knight are counted by every class with more HP than a Scout, Spy, Sniper, NG. So, what do you do? Well, obviously you just wait for them to take damage. Except you're not always in a position to wait. Just, if you know a target's injured, like they're retreating to a medic or health kit, that's when your time to strike.
Doesn't that apply to every other weapon? Can't you just use something actually useful?
No fun in that. Look, I'm not very smart, but at least I know useless things is fun. What about playing 1,000 hours of TF2? Go outside, touch some grass. But I don't know, maybe because it's fun to use the caber sometimes. Anyway, back to counters. Ranged users are hard if they see you first, and if you're not in melee range, it's pretty much all the time. You could counter this with a charge or a sticky jump, but I feel like you won't have the necessary amount of time to do so.
How does this have RNG? This weapon doesn't even have a random quit.
Shut up! I am getting to that, you stupid nerd. See, there's this hidden stat where every now and then it just doesn't explode sometimes. Sometimes it shows the blown up model, but it still ends up blowing up. Sometimes it just doesn't explode. Sometimes it doesn't explode the first time, just dealing normal melee damage, and then explodes the next. Why? Why, Gabe? Someone about fix this. But in the end, why would you want to use this? it's useless.